And then when you put everything together, you got yourself a cool little melody for a Larry June type beat. What's up? My name is Devin. I also go by Infinite or Prop by Infinite. And today we got another tutorial. So we're going to be talking about Larry June melodies and how to make them from scratch. Now, this is something I really wanted to talk about because a lot of Larry June's beats are heavily focused on sampling. But I mean, we all don't want to sample 24/7. You know what I mean? I like sampling. I don't want to do it all the time though. You know what I mean? So I wanted to try to do this video right here to show you guys how I make my loops from scratch for Larry June styled beats. You know what I mean? So one of the things that you need to know is that sound selection is very, very important. So you want to go for VSTs that are replicating older synthesizers. Things like the Juno, things like Triton are amazing for this. Omnisphere does have really good sounds for this as well, but you need to be careful which ones you pick. For instance, an Internet Money sound bank isn't going to be really practical in this type of sense. You know what I mean? So definitely try to stick with the old synthesizers and things that try to replicate older sounds. So the first sound that we're going to be looking at is a synth from Zebralet, and it's going to sound like this. So as you can tell, super old sounding, really weird, a synth. I use the 9th chord here. You do want to stick around like bigger chords. Triads aren't really too practical. Like I said, you can make it work, but it's going to be a little bit harder. You know what I mean? So try to use chords, but more notes in them because it can make it sound more full and more lush. And then after that, I layered it with this E piano right here. Once again, from Zebralet. Cool. And then the next sound and the very last layer to those chords right there is this one from Triton. It's just another synth. And I really just did it just to make the chords have like a whole bunch of body to them. I wanted the chords to be very, very full and be like the focal point of the loop. And then after I put those chords together, I wanted to get a cool bass line, and I wanted to make it like funky. You know what I mean? So I used a whole bunch of different slides and everything like that. As you can see, just like how you would do for like the top line melody of a piano, you kind of want to do that with the bass sometimes just because it adds extra groove. Now, I did have to export the bass because I was messing around with the demo version of a VST, but I got it right here for you guys to listen to. Right, and then after that, just to glue everything together, I put this synth lead on top of everything. So after I had all my sounds put together, I basically just took them all, put them on the mixer track, and then I started mixing them together, throwing effects on them and everything. Messed around with the panning because since we are layering 3 different sounds for one chord, you want to make sure everything's not going to be cluttered in the middle. So very, very, very hard panning for all of the sounds. And then as you can see, it's just reverb, delay, RC20. You know what I mean? It's nothing too crazy. There's no like secret sauce right here. You know what I mean? Just regular stuff right here. But now talking about secret sauce, this is what I did to give everything more of a vintage vibe to it. You know what I mean? So I took all the sounds right here, and I only did this for like the main chords, just because I felt like that was the only thing that was necessary for it. I took them all and I went to the master track and I went to go render it out. Now this is where the real sauce comes in, you know what I mean? This is the cool little trick that you could do to make your melody sound a little bit more vintage and like actually sampled, you know what I mean? So now that we got it in Edison, we're gonna right click it right here where it says 48,000 hertz, and we're gonna change this to a number that's lower than it. So basically we're changing the sample rate, it's gonna mess with it, and it just gives it like a cool vibe. It makes it sound like a little bit lower quality, which sometimes you want, you know what I mean? And you have to use it tastefully. So a key point is that you need to click on the resample and click on the tempo sync. Key point, because if you don't, it can actually time warp the whole thing and mess everything up. So now we're going to accept that. And then boom, as you can see right here, it switched it over to 20,000 hertz for the sample rate, and it sounds completely different now. And that's basically what I did right here to make the chords sound like this. And then when you put everything together, you got yourself a cool little melody for a Larry June type beat. So with that being said, that concludes this tutorial. So if you like the video, hit the like. If you want to comment, throw a comment. If you want to sub, hit the sub button. My name is Devin. I also go by Infinite, Pop by Infinite. Peace out.